The River Shannon, at 210 miles in length, is the longest river in either Ireland or Britain. This majestic waterway drains most of the country and plays a huge part in the lives of the people who live in its catchment area.
In modern times, the river is a magnet for tourists who enjoy boating or fishing or just looking at the beautiful scenery from its shores.
We live in Mount Shannon in County Clare. Here in our village, many people earn their living from tourism, hotels, pubs, bed and breakfasts, boat hire and so on.
However, in the past, our river had another very important economic role. At a time when the roads were not as good as they are now, the river was used for transportation of goods.
Between 1757 and 1804, a canal was constructed which linked Dublin to the Shannon. It was known as the Grand Canal. A type of boat called a barge was perfect to use on canals and was used to transport items people needed to buy.
Goods can be brought from Dublin all the way to Limerick, and of course all places in between. Perhaps not quickly, but certainly at little cost.
The now disused crane at Scariff Dock reminds us of that time.
In 1946, the transport of goods by barge was still very common. In December of that year, a barge called the 45M was making its way from Dublin to Limerick.
It was loaded with barrels of Guinness.
On Sunday, December 1st, the 45M was travelling south, past Parker's Point, in a violent storm. The strength of the waves shifted the cargo on board. The barge began to list and started to take in water.
The barge sank very quickly in one of the deepest parts of the lake. 3 of the 4 crew members were lost. Only one survived.
It was one of the worst tragedies ever on the lake.
Within a few days, the Guinness barrels in the sunken barge began to come loose and one by one popped to the surface.
The southerly winds blew the barrels here to the shore of Lough Derg at Mount Shannon and further east at Whitegate.
Locals were naturally delighted with the free Guinness which the lake provided. They enjoyed the Guinness during the following weeks and months, and when the barrels were emptied, they sold them back to the Guinness Company.
Tommy Holland was a young boy at that time.
On the 1st of December, they left Portumna on the 1st of December 1946, and the canal boat was 45 am. Now some people, well, why was it 45 am? M means mechanical, because before that was the steam boats and it was steam, but then they started with canal boats and they put engines in them, so they were mechanical. So they started with 1 am or 2 am and 3 am, and this was 45 am. And she was about 62 feet long, fairly big, which is big, with a Bollinger engine in her. But she came down from Dublin, all the Grand Canal, all the way as far as Portumna, and then the 1st of December they wanted to get to Killaloe for Christmas, which was the main thing. Now the boat was very slow, 4 miles an hour. So of Lough Derg, and Portumna is here, and it was there it came from. The 45M left there on December the 1st, and it came as far as Kilgarvan, and it pulled in there. And then it decided to stay there for an hour or two, and then it decided to leave and come up the Shannon and past Island Moor and onto Gary Kennedy. Now it was going, it wanted to get to Killaloe down here. So because there was the life in Gary Kennedy wasn't good, so it left Gary Kennedy, and there's Parker's Pine there, and that's a very deep part of the Shannon, and the wind south-southwest, the trade winds come up along there, and a very big wave there, and it was there the tragedy happened. They were heading for Killaloe, and there was a very big wave. Now, what came out, I think, at the inquest, and what was said was that the rope broke, the tow rope broke on the 45am to the St. James, and that a wave came and turned her over. Now, what I heard at the time, I was 7 years of age, roughly year 7 or 8 or 9 now. What age are you now? 10 now. Well, I was 7 at the time, and what they said that time, that the rope didn't break. Every 8th wave, if you're on the lake, is a larger wave than the other 7. So, and I think, and what the people in my father and the people at that time, I could hear them saying that they actually pulled the boat under the water. They pulled her into the 8th wave and she sank. And then the tow rope would automatically break then on the way down because the weight.
The 45M remained at the bottom of Lough Derg for the next 29 years. In 1975, a group of boating enthusiasts got together and succeeded in raising the barge.
The 45M, the Storm and the barrels of Guinness are now part of folklore of Lough Derg.
Let us close by remembering Ned Boland, Jack Boland and Ned McGrath, the 3 men who lost their lives in the accident on December 1st, 1946.